And welcome back, everyone. Welcome for the fourth broadcast in 24 hours. I think it's the third. Welcome, everyone, to Berserker Team League Valhalla Season 5, round number 8. I'm, of course, your host, Live VIP. Oh, I should fix this. Oh, there's a lot that I should be doing, actually. Let me just quickly update something here as I quickly turn on my beautiful. There we go. Beautiful. We are just setting some things up here, but yes, welcome everyone to our BTL match against Senthex plus Team Air. It looks like two teams have kind of unified. They have kind of joined forces here to play in Berserker Team League, and of course we are going to be playing against them this week in week 8. I'm going to be solo casting, as unfortunately Kuro is unavailable and Asher is of course asleep and Yaku is Yaku's dead. There's been a lot going on, unfortunately. So yes, I will be doing my best to solo cast, and I'll be doing my best to bring to you some amazing StarCraft. As I quickly switch our scenes over here, we have quite a number of beautiful matches ahead of us. We have Dolan versus Soon, Vindicta versus FrisK, and Erik versus NoMercy. Oh my god. Oh, as I just messaged a couple of people and make sure everyone knows what's happening. We'll play first. Okay. Boom, there we go. Just letting Vindicta know there's going to be a little bit of a change up when it comes to the order of these matches, because some people may not be here. Some people may not be here, but we are just going to get some things ready. As we're going to be setting up for Erik versus NoMercy. We're going to try to set up for Erik versus NoMercy as I try to find, there we go, as I try to find the correct maps here, the correct servers as well. Sorry, I'm just making the lobbies as we dive into our best of 5. So this is a bit of a different format compared to World Team League, compared to WTL. As I post the lobby link in the chat. Of course, WTL is a best of 2 format system. This is a just straight up best of 5 with a bunch of best of 1s thrown in as well. So a very different format than you would otherwise expect. A little more old school. I mean, it is Pro League. And yeah, a little more cutthroat as well, because there are so many best of 1s thrown in there. As I ask if the players are ready. So a couple of things are going on right now. Right at the moment, both Dolan and FrisK are AFK, so we are going to be diving into game number 3 first instead. Erik versus NoMercy. And if you were here earlier today, 3 hours ago, we were actually featuring NoMercy. He was playing in OSC King of the Hill. Both Asher and I were able to cover him. He's an amazing player. He is from the land of Germany. Oh, and we were able to see him earlier on today, but now we have to cheer against him because he's up against the Ducklings. No hard feelings, Poppy. No hard feelings. As we're getting on in. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Waterfall, we have the Brazilian CranKy Duckling himself. He's blue. He's Zerg. It is Erik. Oh my god. And spawning out in the top right hand corner of Waterfall, we have the German Terran player representing Team Senthex. It is NoMercy. Actually called NoMercy, hero on the land of the Americas. Let us go. So we're going to be getting into our team league, into the swing of things. Of course, both Erik and Vindicta are here ready and waiting to go. Dolan was meant to be here as well. At the moment, Dolan is a little bit MIA, so I'm a little bit concerned about that matchup. I'm going to try and postpone that game for as long as possible, and hopefully Dolan can show up in time for his matches. Meanwhile, unfortunately, we do not have a 4th available here. You know, Ryu isn't available, Paddymac isn't available, Sardak and Oreo, of course, it's at an awful time here for the land of Australia. So yeah, unfortunately, we are going to be giving the forfeit walkover win in that 4th game on Stargazers. A little bit of a feels bad, man. A little bit of a feels bad. Again, unfortunately, for this Berserker Team League, you do need 4 players available. we are probably going to reconsider next season whether we can actually play in BTL, just because it's been a little bit difficult to actually get the required amount of players available on time each week. Yeah, as opposed to WTL, which is just 3 players, for example. Only 3, Bobby, only 3. But here we go, we're getting into the swing of things. Erik did go for an extractor trick, which is something you don't see too often, to be honest. It's very, very Erik-esque, because he does end up going for a hatchet gas pool in the end, just in a bit of a different manner here. We see our queens are on the way, our drones as well. Pretty standard openings, all things considered. Ooh, but a roach warren gets thrown down. Erik is a very aggressive player. He's a very cheesy player as well. I'll be upfront about it. it's how he is. He was able to take down Cuckoo last week, if you remember. Now he's up against NoMercy, a different kind of Terran player. Meanwhile, NoMercy himself also going for a bit of a different opener. Going for a 3 racks. Oh my god. How is this going to work out? I've not seen this dynamic before. Both players are going for hyper-aggressive builds in their own ways. How will the Mass Marine work? So there's a bit of a give and take. The downside of going for a roach opener is that if your opponent goes for a 1-1-1, they have access to a Banshee, they could have access to tanks, they could have access to Cyclones as well. But NoMercy, blindly, by the way, he didn't even, he skipped a Reaper, so he doesn't even know if there's a third base. He doesn't know how committed Erik is being right now. And he won't have access to a Banshee, he won't have access to a tank or a Cyclone or anything like that, only Marines. And honestly, Stim, I don't think it's going to be done by the time the roaches push out across the map. Like, NoMercy is not going to have a lot to work with. Thankfully for NoMercy, Erik isn't really committing too hard. Looking at the units tab, I say that. We have 8 roaches coming across the map in total. Oh, how good is the micro going to be? There are no bunkers again. NoMercy has no idea that this is coming his way. Already the roaches are going to be chipping away at this army, or at these workers. The Marines, they do reveal themselves. Oh my god, and we do see Erik trying to micro backwards, but one roach already going down. The Ravager's tanking a lot of those shots. Ravager goes down as well. Down goes the second roach. Unfortunately, Erik is just trickling in and he's losing a lot, but at the same time, the roaches reinforce and he breaks on through. 3 SCVs have gone down. The boys are being forced off the line. We have a Ravager as well. We do have a Ravager being morphed in here just to try and tank a couple of these shots. Again, it's going to be worth it here. A bile does not connect. But the Marines are no more. There's only 3 Marines remaining. 3 Marines against 3 roaches, or 2 roaches and a Ravager. In comes another Ravager. Do we have it? Oh, we don't have another Ravager available here for Erik. He just didn't have enough gas. We have a desperate Marauder here. And it looks like the battle is quite close. NoMercy is going to barely be able to clean this up. But look at the drones, Papi. NoMercy, he has lost everything at the natural base. The target firing is good enough. 9 SCVs have gone down in the end. Oof, even the bile towards the end there. 10 SCVs going down. NoMercy has lost any kind of push potential because his Marine count got completely reset. We see Erik trying to go in for a bit of a scout. Seeing all these Marines, he should 100% recognize that it was a 3 Rex opener. And Erik is on 45 drones, man. He's on 45 drones. He's going for 1-1. He's going for a lair. And NoMercy has to make a choice. He has Stim, he has combat shields. He could push out now, but Erik, it looks like he's done droning. He is now making an army. He's quite vulnerable. Erik literally has 0 attacking units. He's got 2 queens, but now the roach production has commenced, and again, the timing that NoMercy wanted, it isn't there anymore. Oh boy. It's going to be a big uphill battle here for our Terran player. He does have an army, don't get me wrong, but there are no medevacs, there's no other supportive units. We do have Stim, I guess, don't get me wrong, but it looks like NoMercy is going to wait until he has medevacs. And that's going to take quite some time. There is the reactor, there's a starport, we're going to be seeing an add-on switch shortly, and Erik has plenty of time to drone up, to work on his upgrades, and to get a decent Roach Ravager army in time for this push. I kind of want NoMercy to push out before he gets the medevacs. I kind of wanted to pull a Bjorn. What does Bjorn do? Bjorn usually moves out with his bio army, and then he rallies his medevacs across the map. So he hits a little bit faster. It's going to take a little bit longer for his medevacs to meet up with the army, but they get there eventually. Meanwhile, oh my god, he's going giga all in right now. 5 Raxes as 2 more Raxes get thrown down. There are the first wave of medevacs, Erik has to be very careful not to drone up too much. He's got 57 workers. This is fine. You know, I want us to cap out at 66 at the most. Even 66 may be too much, as he needs nothing but army, because this is a giant bioforce, a giant blob of marines, and all of this stemmed, mate. It's got a lot of DPS. A lot of DPS, and we don't have Ling Bane to support. We only have pure Roach. We don't even have Ling Speed. Pure Roach against Mass Marine, it can be difficult to pull off if we don't have the overwhelming Roach army. We do see these moving out. Oh my god, the Changeling Scout here from Erik does spot the army as it moves out across the map. There we go, Ravagers are on the way. A couple of drones, that's a little bit Monk-esque. We need nothing but Roach Ravager, and here we go. He's pumping them out as fast as he can. In 5 seconds, 1-1 is going to finish up just in time for this big fight. Oh, there we go, an Overlord going down across the map as well. Erik has to be careful not to be supply block. There we go, 5 Overlords are in production. And NoMercy's gonna just make his way around the edge of the creeper. Taking out a couple of tumors, does now spot the army. And yeah, there is enough Roach Ravager here to fight NoMercy. He has 1-1, 2-2 on the way as well. And unfortunately, there just isn't enough. There aren't enough medevacs to pick everything up. But of course, Erik has to respect this. He has to turn around. Oh no, the medevac! Oh, 1 full medevac goes down in the end. Ay, ay, ay. Not ideal, but at least NoMercy's buying time with this. You know, at least he forced these roaches to stay at home. No! No, NoMercy! Second drop goes down as well. Ay, ay, ay. NoMercy just losing. I'm afraid to look at the units lost tab, but here it is. 37 Marines and 2 Marauders have gone down this game. NoMercy on the back foot. Try as he might, he's sending out another double drop, but the creep is on point. Erik, he's sitting pretty. He's almost maxed out, papi. It's crazy. Not like this. Oh god. As the Marine, the drop is forced all the way back, and now Erik is pulling the trigger here on a waterfall. This is why I gave him this map, because it is the smallest map, one of the shortest rush distances in the map pool. He's pushing into 3 tanks. This is a pretty inefficient fight, but he has the numbers, mate. He has the overwhelming Roach force. GG gets called, and Erik takes the game. Ay, ay, ay. GG. I'm catching up in the chat. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I'll just let Beast know. Oh. And yeah, GG, well played. Oh my god. Honestly, I was a little bit worried. Here. I have to cheer for my boy. GG, well played. Honestly, a little bit of a build order loss. NoMercy going for the blind 3 racks unfortunately went up against a very fast Roach build, an 8 Roach build. Ay, ay, ay. Didn't quite make it through in the end. So congratulations to our boy Erik for making it through. Just having a look here at the bracket, or at the match list. Is going to take that first game. I should probably just update this here and say that, again, Shark Ripper does take the forfeit win on Stargazers. So I guess technically we're tied up 1 apiece at the moment. Ooh. As we are going to be getting ready for our next game, and it is going to be on Inside and Out. So a great start here for the Ducklings. But can we keep this up? As up next is going to be Miguelito. Vindicta. Oh boy, the shaft of Voltron himself. I should be on US East. There we go. Flash lobby link. And we'll get Vindicta in here. Beautiful. So yeah, it is going to be a TVP up next. Vindicta up against FrisK. I'm not too familiar with FrisK. I believe we have casted him in the past. I believe that has happened. But yeah, I don't quite recall. We don't cast him. We don't cover them too often. I guess I can look at their team page and maybe get a little some results there instead. Oh. As the players are getting on in. And we'll see how things go. Just asking to make sure that FrisK is ready, and then we can begin game number 2. Depending on how long this goes, again, Dolan, I'm worried that he won't be available today. He was looking forward to this match, I will say that. Oh, and maybe I should have added a name. Maybe I should have added a name. Ay. Yeah. Paddy Mac is available, but he wasn't responding, so I didn't put him in the lineups. Paddy Mac could have been a part of this. God damn it. GLHF. We're gonna be diving into our next game. But yeah, Dolan is currently MIA. He still has a little bit of time. He still has a little bit of time to show, so he can play his game again soon. But we shall see how that goes. Shall see, papi. I wish I just maybe just put down Paddy Mac, even though he wasn't awake at the time. I could have done it. Not like this. And here we go. We're diving into our next game and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside and Out. We have the CranKy Duckling himself, hailing from the land of the Americas. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have his opponent. Oh, let me just quickly double check. I believe he's from the land of Germany. Yes, the German Protoss player. He is pink, representing Team Senthex and Team Air. It is FrisK. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Oh, as we do see a Rax expand coming in here for Vindicta. Nothing too crazy, you know, a relatively standard opener. FrisK going for his own scout across the map to see what is going on. As I hold my breath and hope that Dolan shows. And also everyone say a lovely good morning to Paddy Mac, because Paddy Mac did just wake up. He's like, yo, Papi, I'm awake. Put me in. It's like, that's not how this works, unfortunately. Oh. As the probe is going to be going across the map, and I misspoke. I did assume it was a Rax expand, but no, never mind. It was a 2-gas opener here from Vindicta. FrisK is just going to dip on in with his probe and confirm this, scout this. Quite a common opener nowadays, and again, it makes sense. Vindicta doesn't want to be too economic. He doesn't want to be cheesed the hell out. Wants to be the aggressor in this series, as, to be honest, he is a little bit of a more well-known player, as opposed to FrisK, who is kind of making his more or less debut on this channel. Meanwhile, we do see that FrisK doesn't necessarily have a probe out of the map. You know, he's just going for his own expand, gateway, cybercore, nothing too crazy, working on his second gas, so there's no proxy that Vindicta has to worry about. He's not fully aware of that. He just goes across the map and just makes sure, okay, we do have a natural base. There's no one base play coming out. I love this from FrisK as well. He does keep his probe hidden in the natural base of Vindicta. The Reaper actually misses this, so the probe is going to be able to slip in for a second scout. The wall isn't a wall, try as Vindicta might as he raises the depots. The probe gets a full scout of the main base, confirming, okay, we have a factory, confirming the add-ons or the lack of add-ons as well, and maybe even the timing of a starport if one was thrown down. Meanwhile, across the map, the Reaper just going to be chipping away at this pylon. Nothing too crazy. Does confirm the Adept moving on out. And Vindicta is going to be able to dance a little bit with this. Later on, slip into the main for a scout of whether there's a Templar Archives, a Twilight Council, or a Stargate. the time being, just waiting for the next Reaper and for the Hellion as well. With this, he won't just be able to scout, he'll be able to deal some economic damage as well. We see the follow-up, a couple of Widow Mines, and even a Starport. I imagine for a medevac to even drop across the map. But before we think too far ahead, we are seeing these Reapers and Hellions dip into the main base. Double Adepto ready and waiting here in the main. Won't allow the Reapers in. The Hellion just going to be denying some lost mining time here, or forcing some lost mining time. FrisK forced to oversaturate his main base here, keeping all of his probes safe and sound, but not for the Reaper. Those Reapers are going to be able to, again, just shell away at these workers. Gets the scout off, confirming the Oracle first opener of FrisK. Oh, and the Reapers haven't been able to deal any damage. Like, honestly, the probe control has been pretty impressive from FrisK, as he can finally Maynard that natural. Again, he only lost that one scouting probe. Not bad, to be honest. Not bad. Meanwhile, the Adepts are going to be threading a shade across the map. They double back to run into those Reapers. Nicely done. And meanwhile, the Oracle is actually going to go across the map and run headfirst into these Marines. The medevac is going to be on the way for that drop. Meanwhile, the Reapers are able to double back and actually avoid those Adepts, so they get in once again for a scout just to see if there's a Twilight Council behind this or a Robo. Oh my god, Vindicta has to be very careful. Oh, looks like he ends up losing these Reapers. 2 Reapers for 2 probes, not bad, not bad. Could have been better, but again, at least he got the scout off. Just to make sure, or just to get an eye on any kind of tech follow-up. We can see, because there was no tech, FrisK is going for a faster third. Oh no! Oh. Meanwhile, I was waiting to see if this Widow Mine would get any damage done. The Oracle does pass through the center of the map. It will go down to that Widow Mine. Now here we go. Vindicta is just sending everything across the map. This is a little bit of a kitchen sink sort of build here. We got a Cyclone, we got a Viking, we got a medevac, we got a tank, we got Marines, we got just everything. And we'll see what Vindicta gets done. Honestly, FrisK is pretty vulnerable right now. He doesn't have charge, he doesn't have blink, he doesn't have Colossi, any kind of robo units. He does have a couple of Phoenixes to help out, but we have plenty of anti-air. Here we go. The tank does siege on up. The Phoenixes dive on forward to try and CC whatever they can. They do lift up the tank, but the Widow Mine shots are gonna be too much. GG gets called, and Vindicta doesn't even get to finish the fight. Takes the game against FrisK. Oh, GG. I feel unsatisfied. I wanted the Widow Mine shots to go off. I wanted the Widow Mine shots, and we didn't get them in the end. It feels bad, man. Feels bad, but GG gets called. Vindicta does end up taking that game, giving us a bit of a lead in this series 2-1. And now up next should be Dolan versus Soon. Let me just check Discord. Morning, Poppy. Let me just check Discord, and Dolan is still not here. It's I think this has happened to us before, but it's a little bit of an awkward way to get there, and again, my mistake. Maybe I should have just put Patty Mac's name down as the match on Stargazers, just to have a name down. Because Patty Mac is available, but the way that BTL works is that we release lineups to each other, the teams I mean, and they're set in stone. They're set in stone, and as I did put a forfeit in on Stargazers, like that's what it's going to be. Next time I'll just throw in a name. I'll just Oreo will be there. So as a result, Patty Mac can't play in this, unfortunately. Likewise, Dolan isn't here, so we are going to have to issue a forfeit for map number 1 on Moondance. Quite unfortunate here, quite unfortunate. But I do know that Dolan was up late. He's been getting ready for Atlanta. Dolan, Patty Mac, and Vindicta are all going to be a part of DreamHack Atlanta. They're all in the group stage that was revealed yesterday, or 2 days ago now. So I don't blame him whatsoever for being a little bit busy, but this will give the forfeit win, and I should let the other team captain know. FrisK, Dolan. Okay. Beautiful. So as a result, we won 2 games. We forfeited 2 games. We're going to the ace match. And it's going to be on Cosmic Sapphire. Ay, ay, ay. Ace, just letting our players know. Just letting them know. So yes, we are tied up 2-2 apiece, technically. Addy work up. I'm just letting Vindicta. I'm just letting Minx know. Just letting Minx know. So no surprise here when it comes to the ace match or our ace player. And I'll let him know. I'm actually messaging some of the players as well because I think the team captain is offline. So hopefully we can sort that out. Ask please to respond. Cool. We're just trying to figure out what the ace player is going to be here between our 2 teams. It's pretty obvious that we're going to be fielding Vindicta. I'm okay with saying that. It's pretty obvious, you know. I guess technically we could field Patty Mac. I guess technically, but yeah, we are going to be sending Vindicta out. But the real question is, who is he going to face? You know, Senthex, they've got a couple of options. They can go for NoMercy, they can go for Soon. I do kind of rate them highest amongst their players. Do rate them higher than any of the others. So yeah, regardless, I guess it's gonna be a TVT. It's gonna be a TVT for the ace match. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. I'm seeing here Vindicta wants Dolan to play. I know, but the Dolan's not here. Like, what can I do, Papi? What can I do? I'm just catching up in the chat. Try as I might, I can't. Oh wait! Oh! To EU. Ah! Dolan, just work up, Papi. Okay. Okay. We are going to EU. Okay, beautiful. We're going over to Europe. Dolan is here! Dolan has made it! He's like, sorry, I just got home. It's okay, Dolan. He actually, I was so concerned that we would have like some kind of issue because the team captain for Senthex wasn't responding to me, so I didn't know if we could even like get an ace player going or something like that. But here we go. We're diving on in. Where is? I need a channel. I need the channel name. There we go. /join. Dolan, wake up, puppy. He is playing his game first. Maybe no. Okay, beautiful. Alright, we have a series, papi. I jumped the gun too soon, and it is gonna be on Moondance. This is gonna be interesting. Beautiful. Spectator. XD. I didn't know where you were. Alright, beautiful, puppy, beautiful. Here we go. So, thankfully, we don't have to give the walkover. Thankfully. Our players are here. Oh, good. Yeah, just making sure. Beautiful. And just as a reminder, if Soon does take this game, then of course we will still go to the ace match and everything will be as we were just about to do. But Dolan is here, so if he wins this, then the Ducklings are going to take this 3-0. Oh boy. See if we can pull it off, Papi. We shall see. So we're diving into maybe the first of many TVTs. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Moondance, we have the CranKy Duckling himself. He just got home from the land of the Americas. It is Dolan. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Moondance, we have the German Terran player himself representing Team Senthex. It is Soon. Oh my god. And things are happening. Things are crazy, Poppy. Things are crazy. We do see that Soon is going for a proxy. 2 racks. 2 SCVs have been sent out here. Dolan is none the wiser. He is going for a double gas opener here. So should be relative. He will have at least not the greediest response to this. I'm getting some Time versus Dolan flashbacks. If he had gone for a racks expand, thankfully that is not happening here on Moondance. But things are about to get a little bit crazy here, and the real question is, when will Dolan get eyes on this? Is he going to go for an SCV scout and recognize that the Raxes are missing? Will he somehow, some way, scout the edges of the map and come across this? The answer to that is no, as the SCV is indeed going across the map, and eventually at some point will recognize, oh, mate, your buildings are missing. Oh boy, oh boy. So here we go. This SCV is on a mission. Meanwhile, Soon turns around with his own, is going to confirm that Dolan is about to scout him, and the Reaper production has commenced. Thankfully, Dolan is going for a Reaper of his own. There we go. Dolan goes for the scout, confirming the 2 gases that are being taken, the lack of Raxes, the lack of Depot, as it only just now starts. And Dolan alarm bells should be flaring. You should be, oh my god. Things are going down. Boys are being pulled. Is it too late? Oh, so far so good. The boys are here in time. The first Reaper is on top of this ramp. We'll see if he can hold on from here. Again, obviously, Soon is going to have a Reaper advantage, but that's what the SCVs are for. So far, doing a decent job at body blocking, but he has to be so careful. Dolan has to babysit this Reaper like his life depends on it. It does. It all depends on this, papi. Meanwhile, now we finally have our second Reaper. The target firing is not too bad. Oh, God. Dolan just going a little bit too far towards the end there, and Soon is going to be lifting up and turning around and going back home. Again, I feel like Soon is fully aware of the position that he is under. Doesn't want to throw any kind of lead away. I don't blame him, and is already attempting to transition. So honestly, really patient play from Soon. Like I do respect it quite a bit. It's really easy to just be forced into a position where you just keep making nothing but Reapers and you just try to force the issue instead. But he's respecting his opponent. He's recognizing, okay, you've held at this point. Your control is going to be good enough as well. Things just aren't going to go my way, and yeah, he is going to back off as a result. Oh my god. Ay. Massive shout out to Dave Tester. Thank you so much for the massive raid, or thank you for bringing back the raid, I guess. We did raid Dave earlier when he started casting the Community Cup, and now he is reciprocating. So thank you so much, Dave. We appreciate it. If you're just tuning in, this is a Berserker Team League, the CranKy Ducklings versus Senthex. We are currently up 2-0. Oh, and we'll see if Dolan can close things out. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to link to the Liquipedia page that does have all the other teams and all the matches that have thus far been played out. This is week 8, so we're pretty deep into this team league. Meanwhile, here we go. Dolan is going to be just zooming across the map with his Reapers, with his 4 Hellions. With this, he can just go straight into the main base. This does get scouted by this Spotter Overlord, or by the Spotter Rax, really. Soon is fully aware of what is coming his way. He can reposition his own army, and it looks like he should get the lock on the medevac. Oh, despite having that lock on, though, it is broken here, and now the entire army of Dolan is going to try and dive into these Cyclones. Oh, he will get one, but can he get the second? Oh my god! Soon! Wifey, please! Oh, he cannot get the repair off, and the Cyclone goes down. Ay. And with that was the defense here for Soon. Thankfully, he does have a third Cyclone coming out. He has Macfield accelerators as well. I just realized he's playing mech. Oh, God. I'm so grossed out. Oh god, the medevac macro was a little bit too slow there, but again, he's just making nothing but Cyclones to defend. The damage has already been done though. 4 SCVs just went down. The Cyclone count just is not really snowballing at all. A little bit ambitious there for Dolan to try and escape with his units. But after all said and done, I do feel like Dolan did kind of trade more efficiently here, you know? What he's lacking is, of course, his natural base, only just now going to be landing it on location, so Soon is going to have a little bit more efficient mining, but overall, Dolan, he's ahead in the workers, he's got his orbital up and running, he's got his ravens out, he's got his tanks out, and more importantly, he was also able to scout. He knows that he is up against mech. Oh, as Soon, after defending, goes straight for the third base on location. You love to see it. Makes plenty of sense. He does have the map control due to these 3 Cyclones. There's no real easy way for Dolan to push out onto the map. Oh, and with this high ground vision, he could even force a denial on this CC. Oh my god, the DPS is insane. Oh, he's gonna get it. Up. Oh, cancel. Oh god. 1 second away from finishing, 1 second away from losing it entirely. Dolan forced to remake his third. Very nice pick off here from Soon. The power of Macfield accelerated Cyclones. It's insane. Actually insane. So now Dolan is going to be further behind when it comes to his economy. Overall, his army has a lot of potential with our Ravens, of course, whether it's the Disables, whether it's the anti-armor missiles, our tank count as well. And again, Dolan is looking to get into a bit of a longer game. Oh, has to be careful though. Again, needs to babysit these Ravens. Doesn't want to throw them away. So So we have more Raxes being thrown down, a more bio-tank style coming out from Dolan. Soon gonna want to slow things down. Sure, he did start things off with all these Cyclones, but now tank production has commenced. Gonna be looking to turtle up back at home. I see Tater in the chat. Oh my god, thank you so much, ARJ Skater, for the gifted. Oh, it's for Soundo for gifting us up to ARJ Skater. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. There's the alert. There it is. And Dolan is going to be expanding here. Unfortunately, is going to be taking the pocket base. So, again, won't have anywhere near as many minerals to work with or gases either. And I understand this. If he did try to take the third, then he could just lose his CC again for a second time to these Cyclones. Oh my god. Something I don't see too often. A wall of tanks. Actual full wall of tanks. Beautiful. Making sure that there's no run by whatsoever. Very solid defense here for Dolan. He's working on the rest of his army, getting his third saturated. Likewise, Soon is as well. And I feel like this has to favor Soon at the moment. The supplies are relatively similar, but because the game has slowed down, look at this tank count. 6 tanks already. We're getting into Viking production. Double armory, double upgrades are on the way. Of course, TVT is still a positional battle, and especially when it comes to a bio-tank style, Dolan is going to have the opportunity to go for some drops and try and outmaneuver Soon. As soon as I say that, got some turrets being thrown down to try and stop that from happening. And we could be in for a long one. Soon is looking to pitch his tent. We've got sensor towers on the way, more turrets being thrown down, more tanks as well. Not quite sieged up in defensive positions, but if at any moment the army moves out, Soon will be ready. I mean, he's got a couple of spotter Axes and these Cyclones. So it's going to be very difficult to kind of break this position here on Moondance because of all these ramps. We could be looking at, again, getting into a 4-base versus 4-base scenario, maybe even split map. I say that, but I guess the biggest difference is that Dolan does have a couple of Ravens, so regardless of your tank count, depending on how much energy we have, if the disables go off, Dolan can make some moves happen. He can break through a siege line. Of course, that is also dependent on whether or not these Ravens can get close enough to those tanks. That is another reason why Soon is investing so much into all these Vikings, making sure he has the air superiority, making sure Dolan isn't allowed to get close to his tanks with said Ravens, or even drops. But here we go. Dolan is pushing out across the map. Soon could even go for a bit of a backstab with these Cyclones. He's got a couple of options. Could even come from behind. Go for a bit of a surround. Do have a scan, those 6 tanks sieged up. Are we really pushing into this? Oh my god. Meanwhile, we were talking about those disables. 4 tanks immediately are disabled, and Dolan takes them out immediately. Steaming on forward. There's not enough buffer for any of these tanks. The Vikings, they don't land in time. They don't land at all. Uh-oh. And Soon, he just loses everything. The tank count, the SCV count, the base itself. The only thing that he saves are these Vikings. You could have landed, Papi. You could have stopped this from happening. Ah! Not like this, Papi. Not like this. Oh god, Soon is down to only a single tank right now. Apparently in range of the tanks of Dolan. Oh, tank does go down in the end. 3rd base has been compromised. Natural is as well. Shout out to Soon though, because he opted not to F2. This is proof of that. He didn't panic. He didn't F2 a move or anything like that. So mad respect. But now the natural has been compromised as well. Oh god. Again, losing all those tanks was brutal. The Cyclones are going to try and catch some of these reinforcements, but again, they can't even go toe-to-toe with this bio army. One of those Cyclones going down. We have a bit of a scan here. Soon, I love that he's going into Liberators. You know, there's not really much that Dolan can do to stop it. I mean, he's got some Marines, but due to all these Vikings, Liberators are going to have free reign on those tanks. And Soon still on 2 base economy here. Oh boy, and Dolan, he's just gonna send it. He doesn't even care. He targets down that Liberator. Finally, the Vikings do land as well, but there's just too much on the ground. Dolan may have been late to the party, but GG gets called. He takes the victory here. He does it not just for himself, but for the CranKy Ducklings. GG. Oh my god. GG, Poppy. GG. Well played. Oh my god. I was worried for a moment there, not gonna lie. When the tank count was getting set up, when he had 6 tanks on the high ground with all those Vikings, I was like, mate, are we really gonna push up? Are we doing this? Unfortunately, the Vikings were a little bit out of position. They weren't able to deny the Ravens and stop them from getting too close, and we saw those 4 disables were clutch. He just stims up the ramp, takes everything down, and soon had a really slow reaction there to try and support those tanks by landing those Vikings. That's really the only way that I feel like he could have done so, or even just pulling the boys, something, anything to protect those poor, vulnerable tanks. And with that, GG. Just to quickly go over the scores here, Dolan took down Soon on Moondance, Vindicta took down FrisK on Inside and Out, and Erik took down NoMercy on Waterfall. So a very strong showing here from the CranKy Ducklings. If the series had gone on longer, we would have forfeited against Shark Ripper, because unfortunately we didn't have a 4th player available, and we were almost about to start the ace match. We were on the cusp of starting the ace match, just because Dolan was late to the party. Again, if Dolan had to forfeit, then we forfeit against Shark Ripper, and then we go to Cosmic Sapphire. But at literally the last minute, Dolan showed up. Dolan was here, and he was able to play out his game. And as a result, we get the 3-0 victory here against Senthex and Team Air. Oh boy. GG. GG, well played. Oh. And yeah, wow. The other thing that I mentioned earlier is that Patty Mac did wake up in time to play today, but I didn't think he would, so I didn't put his name down for his game on Stargazers. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had to forfeit as well, so maybe next time I'll just put his name down just cause. Shout out to Patty Mac, because he did wake up and he was available, just wasn't put down as a part of the lineup. But yeah, GG, well played to Senthex. They did put up a good fight, especially soon here against Dolan. Like, very impressive, that he was able to make it as close, or, you know, again, there were opportunities for him to take the game, is probably how I would word it. He had the economic advantage, he had the better third base, he had the faster third base. We saw him force a cancel on the third of Dolan, and the tank count was getting incredibly high. I do think that Soon was going for all the right moves after a failed 2-racks, proxy 2-racks. If you remember, that's how the game started. So mad props to Soon for transitioning the way that he did. Again, it just came down to that one big engagement, and sometimes StarCraft can be like that, where one engagement doesn't go your way and it costs you the game. It happens, it happens. Oh, I just realized I didn't even have this light on. With that, GG, well played. I'm catching up with the chat. Dolan is hot. Vindicta, calm down, puppy, calm down. They came from behind. But yeah, massive shout out to Dave Testa for being supportive and for giving us a bit of a raid. I hope everyone enjoyed their time here. Unfortunately, we're not casting a full tournament, so it is just a team league match that we were covering here. So a shorter broadcast, I just been grinding. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, GG, well played. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you want to look at the rest of the matches ahead of us. For those wondering, this is week 8. The CranKy Ducklings, we still have to play against Team Gosu, which is an American team. Team Gosu feature players like Binsky, Rocker, I believe Maples, all the old LTK guys, the North American players. They're on Team Gosu. We also still have to play against Team Berserker Esports. Berserker Esports, of course. I almost said Forjumi. Forjumi isn't on the team anymore. Let me just quickly check. They have Battle B, Dimaga, Shadown, Soul Spirit, Aristory. A pretty solid team, pretty solid European team. So we still have 2 more BTL matches ahead of us before the playoffs. I do think that we're a sure thing for the playoffs, but it isn't 100% confirmed. Things could still happen, upsets could still happen, and we could maybe end up falling. So, yeah, we do have to take our matches seriously here, moving on forward. But of course, we're gonna maybe have to reschedule. Usually we have BTL matches on a weekly basis, but next week is DreamHack Atlanta. And I'm sure a lot of players want to focus on DreamHack Atlanta, so we may postpone our BTL match for another week, or maybe play it on another day, or try and figure something out. Hopefully we don't have to forfeit, hopefully. But with that, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for the support. Again, a shorter broadcast, because, you know, it's only one best of 5. Usually our broadcasts are a little bit longer than that. Just happy you can be lazy makes true. And yeah, with that, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Our next broadcast on the CranKy Ducklings isn't going to be for a while. We are going to be one of the side streams for DreamHack Atlanta, so be sure to stay tuned for that on the weekend, the 19th and 20th of November. Meanwhile, I will also be covering ANZ Champs! Exclamation mark ANZ Champs in the chat. It is basically GSL for the Australian and New Zealand region. In less than 12 hours, I'm going to be going to the ESL studio in Sydney, and we are going to be casting live from that studio, as we have done in the past for ANZ Champs. It's great if you're interested, again, in the Australian and New Zealand region. A lot of great games, a lot of great production, a lot of fun. I'm going to be taking my plushie. I don't have my Terran with me. I'm going to be taking my plushies to the studio. We're going to be making some content. I don't know what kind. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Again, if you haven't heard of ANZ Champs before, it's a great fun tournament, something very regional to us here in Australia that we've been running for the past 2 years, ever since 2021, I believe. So last year, I think, was the first year we did it. And it's been a great endeavor that we've had, and I recommend checking it out. It won't be here on the CranKy Ducklings. It'll be on ESL Australia on Twitch, or maybe even the main ESL SC2 Twitch channel. They alternate sometimes, but one or the other. Keep an eye on social media. Speaking of, check out the CranKy Ducklings on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We post whenever we go live, or we post whenever one of the Ducklings is live on another channel, like an ESL DreamHack channel, or an ESL ANZ Champs channel, for example. We post whenever we go live, so you'll be notified for that. You can join our Discord server. We also post there. We have a YouTube channel where we upload all of our VODs, so if you are interested in our casting, if you enjoy our casting, if you enjoy our team, then you can check out our VODs on YouTube if you can't watch live, because we're live constantly. We do a lot of casting. We do a lot of casting. We cover a lot of StarCraft. I'm sure at least some of you have heard of the CranKy Ducklings before. We're even competing in World Team League, for example. We are all over the place, Papa. Meanwhile, you can follow myself. I'm light_VIP. I do stream throughout the week. I usually have some ladder sessions going, but I won't be able to for the next couple of days just because of ANZ Champs. I'm going to be busy. I actually have to go in person to the studio. I have to go outside. It's disgusting. Oh, what the hell? No home broadcast. Shaking my head. So I won't be able to I won't be able to stream for the next couple of days. But that's there if you're interested. If you're interested in that sort of thing. But if you only want our casting, then the CranKy Ducklings, that is the place to be. Oof. Be there, Papi. Be there. With that, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We're gonna give our lovely duckling a little bit of a raid. I was mentioning it. Patty Mac is awake. He is streaming right now, and we're gonna go and give him some love. Unless Vindicta is also streaming. Let me quickly check. No. Vindicta, you're not streaming, so we're raiding Patty Mac. The tip, Papi. The tip of the ducklings. The tip of Voltron. Oh. So yeah, until then, thank you so much. We appreciate the support, and I will see you guys in 11 hours. In 11 hours for ANZ Champs. See you then. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Hasta luego.